Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It is Wednesday. So today I decided to do a review on Ginny Goodwin and her character Snow White. And as you can see, I'm wearing my Cruella, Maleficent, and the Queen shirt so I can show my allegiance with the Queen. Snow has never been one of my favorite characters, but as the seasons have gone on, I have grown to be a bit more tolerable of her character than the others in the Charming family. And her backstory is quite interesting because, as I mentioned in I believe it was my Rebecca Mader review, that Snow's mother ruined Zelina's life because she told King Leopold about Cora's pregnancy, and that forced Cora to give up Zelina. And you also see in the Miller's Daughter episode, you see Cora and Eva, who is Snow's mom, meeting again when Eva trips Cora. And Cora actually gets blamed for it, and the Queen is Dead episode is quite interesting because you get to see more of Snow and her mom. You see that Snow is actually a very spoiled child, much like her mom was, but her mom was the one that actually taught her to treat others like equals, so you can see her mom, Eva, changed a bit, but in that episode she was poisoned and eventually dies, and you see we find out that Cora was the one who poisoned Snow's mom, and Cora, in a way, got some justice there, but then you also see Cora making Snow's horse run away while she was on it, and that had Regina save her life, and that caused her dad to propose to Regina, even though her dad was like at least 40, maybe 50 years older than her, which was very creepy. And Snow catches Daniel and Regina kissing, and Regina makes Snow promise not to tell anybody. And Cora kind of manipulates Snow into telling her, and Daniel is killed because of that. And when Regina learns about this, I believe that when she found out that Snow is the reason Daniel's gone, I believe that's when the evil queen was born. And you see her gradually becoming darker, and you see, you don't see until King Leopold dies that the queen really sets off in her quest to kill Snow White. And you see from the classic fairy tale, she does hire a huntsman, but he has a soft heart and he couldn't do it, so you see in the flashbacks a lot of the time Snow on the run. She lives with the dwarfs for some time, and she actually meets Red Riding Hood and helps her when she finds out that she's the wolf. What was interesting is how she found Prince Charming, because since Snow was on the run, she had to steal to fend for herself, and she stole Charming's mother's ring that he was going to propose to his girl with, and she stole it, and they got it back, and he got it back, and from a trap he set, and he said, "I told you I'll find you." The common thing with the Snowing ship is their tagline is I'll always find you. And they definitely had hard times with the Queen trying to kill Snow, but they end up taking the kingdom back, and they get married, and I believe that Charming's mom, before she died, actually got to see them get married, which I thought was sweet. And we learned that Snow originally could not have children of her own, but her mother-in-law actually gave her water from Lake Nostos that would heal the potion that she took, that King George tricked her into drinking so that she could have children. And when they get married, they do this, I guess this is one of the old wives' tale tests, that they put this ring around above her hand, and it's spun a certain way, and it was able to tell the gender of your firstborn child, and it was a girl. So that was interesting that kind of prophesies what was to come. After that, Snow and Charming had a bigger wedding with all the guests, and you see the queen coming in saying, "Sorry, I'm late." And it's prophesied that Snow's child is going to be the savior of the king's curse. And I've also mentioned in my past review that she had Geppetto make this magical wardrobe that two people would be able to go through. But what we don't realize is that Geppetto's son Pinocchio took the spot that was supposed to be for Snow and the baby, but the baby is born before the curse comes, so Snow gives up Emma in order to for her to save everyone. And you see them, that's when you see them all in Storybrooke then, and you see that her alias in Storybrooke is Mary Margaret Blanchard, and she's actually the teacher in Storybrooke, and she's the one that actually gave Henry the Once Upon a Time book that we often see. And Prince Charming's alias is David Nolan, and you see in the first season that they don't remember who they are until the curse breaks, and even then they kind of had a hard time. Like, they didn't get together right away because what with the curse, it kind of gave them different stories, but they reunited. And in season 2, I've got to say I'm not a big Snowing shipper, but one of my favorite scenes in the whole series, and I actually got kind of teary-eyed on, is when everybody remembers who they were, and Charming and Snow are reunited with Emma. And when the dwarfs come up and they say, "Your Highness," and they're all just smiling at Snow and she embraces them, I thought that was just such a sweet scene. And you see in season 2, she actually kind of had a big storyline because the Queen is Dead episode that I mentioned, you see that Snow had the option to save her mother if she lit this candle that would take, that would save her mom, but it would take the life of somebody else. And you see in the Miller's Daughter episode, she actually uses the candle on Cora, so she actually kills Cora. And it was very interesting to see a darker side of Snow, and to see, you actually see her beg Regina to rip her heart out and crush it, but she rips her heart out, but she rips it out to show Snow that her heart is going dark, and once it goes dark, you can't go back from that, which actually has something to do with what's going on this season. So you also see Snow trying to get back to the good side, but you also see the second season, her and Emma in the Enchanted Forest trying to get back home and defeat Cora. So it was kind of fun to see some mother-daughter bonding. You saw it in season 3, the whole Neverland storyline, and she definitely has regrets of giving Emma up. And when they're in the caves, they have to reveal, I believe, is their deepest desires or their wants, or something true about themselves, and she reveals that she wants to have another baby. And I thought that was awful to say that in front of Emma, because you've barely have gotten to know Emma and spent time with her, but you said that in front of her when she's had such a tough life. I mean, I didn't get that at all. But you see when Pan's curse takes him back to the Enchanted Forest, and you see after a year, you see Emma come back to Storybrooke, and when she says to her dad, "How do you know it's been a year?" You see Snow coming down, and you see that she's pregnant again. So you get to see, during the Wizard of Oz season, you get to see Snow with her pregnancy, and Zelena trying to pass herself off as the midwife because she needs Snow's baby because it's a true love baby, and she needs it to complete her quest to go back in the past and change everything to make her life better. Snow's baby is born, and she has a boy, which Charming's always wanted a boy. And they actually named it Neil after Emma's true love, which I thought was a bit bizarre, but The reason was when Emma... Well, actually, no. I thought it was had to do something with her going back in the past, but Neil did save them all. But I don't know. It's just something about Emma's naming it after Emma's ex-boyfriend kind of bothered me a bit. You saw in the Frozen story arc in season 4 that they were becoming a bit afraid of Emma and her powers, because Emma was trying to learn how to use her powers. She was kind of getting lessons from Regina, and they're kind of getting scared a bit how strong her powers were getting. So they're a bit taken back by that. And what was interesting, I found interesting, is in the Queen of Darkness season that Snow and Charming had a big secret, and their secret was that they are the reason why Maleficent's daughter was taken, because about how I said before about Emma being the savior prophesized. Well, I believe that Snow had this dream where Emma, there was a chance that she could be dark, and the darkness, they could get rid of the darkness, but it had to go somewhere. So they put all the darkness in Maleficent's baby, and the darkness had to go somewhere, so they sent it to another land, and Maleficent's baby ended up actually being Lily, who was Emma's friend in foster care. So Snow definitely did not want Emma to find out about that, and she actually made Regina keep the secret from Emma, which I thought was quite interesting. After what you did to Regina, you expected her to keep a secret. But you see that Snow and Regina have gotten a closer relationship. I wouldn't say they're completely there yet, but I gotta say, I do love Snow and Regina scenes. I definitely think there should be more Snow and Regina scenes, because you see them trying to mend what was broken between them, and you see Snow actually giving Regina advice and trying to help her out, and she actually was the one to convince Regina to pursue a relationship with Robin Hood, because she said that she loves deeply even without her heart. But anyway, when Emma found out that her parents lied to her, she was absolutely furious, and she didn't want to forgive them for the longest time, but she ends up forgiving them. And you see in the 5th season with the whole Dark Swan storyline, they're trying to get the darkness out of Emma. They're trying to work their way and get out of Camelot, and you see that Snow isn't as gullible as she was. You see that she can tell Arthur is up to no good, and they're actually a big help. They're actually a big help. In a way, what I thought was an interesting scene is that they actually taught Regina how to dance. That was awesome. Now what's going on is they're all going to hell. They're all going to the underworld to rescue Hook, who has just died. And they're going along with Emma. And what I don't understand is that they already have not spent enough time with Emma, the child they gave up, but it seems like they're not spending time with Neil. I mean, they're constantly leaving him behind. I'm like, so you had another baby because you wanted another chance at parenthood, but you're not really getting a chance, and the chance you're getting, you're not really taking it. So I'm really interested to see where Snow's story goes from here. Snow and Charming have definitely had their ups and downs, but love always finds a way, and true love conquers all. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen to them in the underworld. Outside of Once Upon a Time, Ginny is involved. She goes to a lot of the conventions. What's interesting about Ginny's life is that she's actually married in real life to Prince Charming, Josh Dallas, and I think that's the example of a true fairy tale, because it actually gives you some inspiration that your Prince Charming is out there somewhere. Ginny was actually pregnant during season 3, so that's how her pregnancy was actually written into the show, and she had a baby boy named Oliver, and she's actually expecting her second baby boy. So congratulations, Josh and Ginny. What's also interesting is that she has a new movie coming out. She's actually landed another dream role for her. She actually gets to star in a Disney movie, Zootopia, and she plays the character Judy Hopps, and I think Judy Hopps is my favorite so far, and I hope you guys can tune in to Zootopia. Ginny is also a super fan of Disney. She has mentioned that she goes to Disneyland twice a month, and she's always loved Disney since she was a little kid, and I just think that's awesome that there's another Disney fan out there like us, and we're not alone out there, and it's just awesome to see her always loving Disney. Her favorite princess has always been Snow White, and to see her actually play Snow White is just magical. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Ginny Goodwin review. If you want to see her new movie, Zootopia, it premieres Friday, March 6th. I hope you guys can go to your local theaters and see that. And if you want to see the new season of Once Upon a Time and see our lovely cast members go to the underworld, it actually premieres next Sunday, March 8th on ABC. I hope you enjoyed my Ginny Goodwin review, and until next time, stay regal.